All right, it's time for y'all to wake up.
I'm the librarian, and I came to read.
You heard what I said. It's time for you to wake up. Okay, I'm wide awake. I'm gonna tell you somebody who was also wide awake. It was Brandy, because those eyes, sis, you see what I'm saying, sis? Those eyes were wide awake, and it's no Katy Perry to that bullshit. You hear what I'm saying? Now, I just came from recording the podcast with Justin J. By this time, either you're watching this Tuesday night or Wednesday. I want you to take your ass on over, if you're watching it on Wednesday, to go to ForTheCulturePodcast.com, okay, and listen to our latest episode entitled "Had About Enough." Go ahead and just listen to the episode entitled "Had About Enough" and get your life. So yes, I spent a very long day with Justin recording the podcast, making sure it's great, putting it up on For the Culture Podcast, making sure it's everywhere that y'all need to find it. So of course, all these topics are fresh in my brain. I said, girl, I have to come here. I have to come here and talk about it. Please keep in mind that my birthday is April 19th, okay? April 19th coming up, and I'm thinking very seriously about doing something in Atlanta. So just go ahead and free up that weekend, because I think I may want to do it big, okay? Woo, girl, get with the program. Get with the program! Now, speaking of somebody who I want to get with the program and stay with it is Brandy, okay? Now, I'm not gonna drag her too hard, because I think this is one of the first videos I've ever seen her act like this. So I'm just hoping that everything is okay, because like it's all fun to shade and drag and read, but girl, those eyes were a little bit too wide for me to act like I'm not concerned about you, sis, Miss Brandy. I hope that as hard as life is, that you have found a way to bring peace into it, because this ain't it, and I am very, no shade at all. I'm very concerned for you, okay? Because you got up on there, I mean, the hat was falling all over the place. You had this tambourine that you was playing, sis. You had this tambourine on stage. You had these Erykah Badu ass locks on. And I was just like, oh girl, and she was lip syncing for her life. Okay, at that point, she gonna have to just sashay away, because she was falling all over the place. Brandy, I hope that everything is okay. And as we all know, the girls call you the vocal Bible, and what you did on that stage is encouraging me to make sure that I remain non-religious, because sis, I just, it's no shame. I'm not sure if you know, sis, but you started a whole stand war on Twitter. The girls were trying to come for you, and I'm just like, girl, this is one bad video of Brandy that we saw on stage. Like, this is one bad video of her, okay? Let's not compare that to a lot of your faves who get up on there. They haven't sung live in the past fucking 10, 15 fucking years. You know what I mean? Like, let's not do this shit. Brandy had one off moment, one off day. It really won't take much to get Brandy back on track, but the rest of your faves, you know what I mean? Like, let's not even talk about that at this point. And speaking about the rest of your faves, let me just go ahead and get on YesJulz ass, and I like to call her No Jules. Juliana, racist down, Juliana, bitch, not bust down, you know, not twerk down. Tatiana is racist down, Juliana. And you know what? First, I'm gonna start with some of these black men. Let me start with y'all, okay? Because a lot of y'all open up the platform, a lot of y'all open up the fucking community for us to be just dragged. Like, y'all remember when that big ass giant busted down the door to Winterfell when Jon Snow was coming after fucking Ramsay? Yes, that's how y'all do it. That's how some of these black men do it. These straight black men will knock the door down to Winterfell, knock the door down to the culture, and allow these fucking White Walkers to just press on in here, okay? And you'll see just how hard some of these niggas was on that podcast. I don't know what you call it. I think it's like offended or getting offended or some easily offended, something like that. You'll see how easily these niggas were laughing at Julz's, at No Julz's non-jokes. They were laughing so hard. And to me, I'm just like, if these niggas would stand up for the dark-skinned women in rap, if these niggas would allow black LGBT rappers to have a platform in hip-hop, instead of giving it out freely to people like YesJulz, who constantly shit on black people. I mean, every time she trends, it's not for her fucking lame-ass music. It never is. It's for the anti-black bullshit that she says, is empowered to say, and is allowed to say by some of these fucking black men who allow her to talk shit and won't ever, they will shoot themselves before they ever have a black LGBT rapper on their platform, but they will allow a white poser to get up there and shit on everybody from Scotty Beam to Karen Civil. Like, I'm over it. At this point, we know what YesJulz is about. We've seen people like YesJulz. We've seen white people like YesJulz who get in there and shit on us, okay? It's not surprising anymore, okay? There's some white people who get into, you know, hip hop culture and they contribute and they participate. They don't speak over us and they do what they have to do and they sit their ass down. But it's white people like YesJulz who remind us that the cookout ain't for everybody, and a lot of y'all keep inviting their asses there and wonder why, you know, the punch gets stolen. You know what I mean? It ain't no collard greens left. You invite these hoes to the cookout, they stealing all your fucking recipes, going over to, you know, Starbucks and selling that shit. Girl, aren't y'all tired? Aren't you tired of hearing white women get up here in the culture talking about, oh, well, girl, that's why y'all are mad because y'all black bitches can't get no black men. That's why y'all fucking mad. No, like, aren't you tired of hearing the same old tired ass, recycled ass stories again and again from these unseasoned ass, thin ass, paper cut built ass lips? Aren't you tired of that shit? She gonna get up there talking about, oh, well, girl, years ago I said that I wanted to wear this shirt. You know, let me go ahead and just post it. I wanted to, niggas be lying. I just wanted to wear this shirt. And then when I posted it, people started dragging me. And then, you know, my heart dropped into my stomach because I felt like, oh my God, what have I done? What have I done? I don't know why they're so pressed. Like, girl, I am so tired. As much as I want to drag YesJulz, because she doesn't even have the mental capacity, the IQ points, the cognitive function to even understand what I'm saying. So at this point, talking to somebody like her is futile. But let me talk to these fucking, like I said, I have to get on these black men who want to smash white cheeks to smithereens so badly that they'll allow these plywood built origami body shaped head ass motherfuckers, you know, cloud colored individuals, to get up there and disrespect us. They want to smash whiteness so bad. They want to be so close to whiteness so badly that they will allow somebody like her to get on here and disrespect us for clicks and views and engagement. Girl, I hope that it was worth it, but Scotty Beam got onto Twitter and dragged the shit out your ass, sis. I know that you won't ever be careful about what you're actually saying because you have certain coons who are tap dancing and backing you up, but I hope that this will at least put some type of caution tape around your mouth so that I won't have to get near or even hear about that crime scene, which is your mouth, ever again. And speaking of people who I do not want to hear speak about our asses ever again, Alyssa Milano, girl. Alyssa first tweeted, let's just get on it, Miss Phoebe from Charm. She first tweeted, this is what she said, somebody asked her, Alyssa, are you transgender? And she said, I'm trans, I'm a person of color, I'm an immigrant, I'm a lesbian, I'm a gay man, I'm the disabled, I'm everything and so are you. Don't be afraid of what you don't know or understand. No one wants to hurt you. We are all just looking for our happily ever after. And people rightfully said, sis, you're not trans, you're not a person of color, you're not an immigrant, nor are you a lesbian, nor are you a gay man, nor are you disabled, sis. Like, so why are you saying those things? Why are you saying those things? And it was a fair point, like I said, and I don't think there's anything wrong with if somebody like that says something like that. Girl, you have to say, sis, that language is actually dangerous because it almost aligns with the colorblind language. I don't see color, we're all one people, we're all one person. While that might be fun to believe and might arouse your idealist fantasies, it's not something that's based in reality. It's not accurate. So we have to make sure that we see people for who they are and address the issues that pertain to them specifically as lesbians or specifically as trans people or specifically as people of color. You being an ally you don't have to pretend like you're a person of color, lesbian, a trans person to be an ally. That's what people are saying, and that type of language is dangerous. And then she came back with this, fake ass apology. I'll just read some of it. I learned it doesn't matter how pure your intentions are or your 30 years of advocacy work and activism, if you use well-established poetic license and nuance, the very people you passionately fight for will be upset because you didn't say it the literal way that they prefer. No one asked you about your 30 years, apparently, of advocacy work, and for you to act like, oh, the very people we're fighting for will be mad at you, it's just a complete contradiction of whatever it is that you're trying to do, sis, because, like, if you claim that you're an ally to us and you're not listening to what the fuck we're saying, who are you actually being an ally to? Your goddamn self. That's it. That's it. And I don't think people understand that, and I wish that they did. And we had this whole conversation on the podcast about allyship or whatever, and it's like, some of these allies, they want to be worshipped for the work that they do. Like, oh, how dare you poor ass, disenfranchised ass, LGBT ass niggas try and correct me about some shit. Like, no girl, just because you're an ally does not mean that you're a god, does not mean that we should bow down and worship your ass when you're wrong, and you will be as an ally. You will be, just because you don't live that experience. Just correct yourself, apologize properly, and sit your ass down. But a lot of people don't want to be actual allies, because being an ally involves removing yourself from the situation and just amplifying the messages that the disenfranchised give out. That's it. So a lot of people don't have that level of selflessness, and we see it every time they get dragged for saying some dumb shit rightfully. I want Alyssa to sit her ass down and leave us the fuck alone at this point. And it's not just her, it's so many others who want to center themselves. The 53% jumped out, like I said, on Twitter. But yes, like I said, that's why we had a whole conversation on the podcast about allyship and what it means. And a lot of times it seems like allies are given more voice, are given more priority than the people who are actually marginalized. And it was a whole conversation brought up about Jay-Z and Beyonce and the whole GLAAD thing, and GLAAD has been doing this since way before Jay-Z and Beyonce. They've been giving out awards, and oh girl, you don't hate our faggot ass. Here's your Van Gogh award and shit. Just like, we really have to define what an ally means, and we have to make sure that they're not given more recognition, more awards than the people who are actually marginalized, disenfranchised, and experiencing the shit that they're talking about. We can use these celebrities for promotion and invite them to our award shows and ask them to promote our shit on their platforms, because that's what allies do. Like I said, they are just amplifying the messages that we put out, because we're the ones on the battlefield while they're on a playground like Alyssa Milano's ass, using our identities like it's a damn grocery list or some shit, while we're the ones experiencing this shit. So I think that that's something we're gonna have to consider seriously in the future about, what allyship means, and are we giving more power and more voice to our allies instead of our community. Let's talk about this news, okay? And I'm reading from ABC, I think. Hollywood actors, including Felicity Huffman, hopefully I'm pronouncing these names right, I guess it doesn't really matter, girl, they'll pay somebody to correct it, and Lori Loughlin, and a slew of other chief executives are among 50 people charged in a nationwide college admissions cheating scam, according to court records unsealed in Boston Tuesday. Those indicted allegedly paid bribes. Listen, those indicted allegedly paid bribes of up to $6 million to get their children into elite colleges, including Yale, Stanford, Georgetown, and the University of Southern Georgia. This is coming from the indictment. Listen, beginning in or about 2011, when I was in 11th grade, girl, and continuing through the present, the defendants, principally individuals whose high school age children were applying to college, conspired with others to use bribery and other forms of fraud to facilitate their children's admission to colleges and universities in the District of Massachusetts and elsewhere, including Yale, etc. The scheme, according to one indictment, involved parents paying William Singer, who's the founder of a college prep business, from $15,000 to $75,000 to have someone take the SAT or ACT for their children. Huffman allegedly paid $15,000 to have fake proctor correct their daughter's SAT answer. So these are the very rich people. These are the rich people who are sitting on top of the fucking economy and the money and resources, all of that, allocating where these resources go. These are the people who are telling niggas and poor people to pull themselves up by their bootstraps. Meanwhile, they dumbass kids can't even get into their goddamn college. They gotta fucking bribe people and pay people off. So while you're telling people that America's a meritocracy, here you come buying off college admissions for your snotty-nosed ass, entitled ass, rich ass children who by the way, don't even need to go to college to build a life for themselves that's pretty lucrative, especially if they sit in their goddamn mama money. Especially so if you got enough money for your damn mama or daddy to pay $6, $7, $8 million for your ass to go to college, you don't need to go to college. Sit your ass down. Sit your ass down. They be the same ones telling us that we so poor, we don't want to work hard, we're lazy as hell. Y'all ain't shit. These fucking, working class, poor ass motherfuckers, they don't want to do anything with their lives, and y'all don't even have the IQ points, the brain cells To get into any place of education on your own merit, girl, you have to pay people. I don't want to hear shit about the working class, middle class, poor people accepting gifts, you know, being on government assistance. I don't want to hear none of that shit, because these rich people grease up their money through loopholes so they don't have to pay taxes. They, you know what I mean? They make sure that they're first in line for shit they're not even fucking qualified for just because they've stacked a bunch of fucking Benjamins. We've been saying that that shit has been going on and on forever, and it's even institutionalized when you have these people getting in off of legacy admissions and shit. It's even institutionalized. So we've been saying this shit's going on forever. I'm glad that people finally waking the fuck up, but girl, I don't know, they calling her Auntie Becky. They calling you girls Auntie Becky the way that y'all have been paying these girls. Woo, girl. I know that makes y'all a little bit nervous and scared, the fact that y'all have promoted this meritocracy myth and you see all these working class, poor, middle class people actually being skilled at something and you're not. The only thing that you have going for you is a whole lot of fucking money. I know that makes you really anxious, nervous, and insecure about yourself, but girl, we've been seeing it. On that note, I will end this video on something that is not shady for once. If life is hitting you hella hard and you are falling asleep, it's time for you to what? Wake up, okay? Because you're a bad bitch, and bad bitches deserve to have a good goddamn evening.